So here we are. This is Doom Castle. So after Stevie left Toddy for dead, this was one of his favorite movies, was Monty Python. And this is where the French guy starts talking about the father smelling of elderberries and all that. And when we were about summer before the incident, we were watching Monty Python Holy Grail maybe, once a week, once every other week in the summer, and it was his favorite. He was high spirits, he loved it. It was his favorite. But that's it. And that's also where they found him. He'd been living here, he scarpered from Harrogate up north, ended up in these parts, 12-year-old thumbed his ride all the way up the motorway, and he was right here. He was living all around here because of Monty Python. That's where they found him. Bizarre world, isn't it?
The more I think about it, Toddy didn't really deserve to have his young life cut short like that. I mean, he never had a shag. He never got proper drunk and threw up and had his mates help him. Never had a shitty job where he could tell his boss to fuck off. None of that. And that was because of one person. That was Stevie. So my whole trip has become a bit more clear as to what the goal is. It's all about Stevie. That's what it is.
All right, so here we are in Falkland, Scotland. It's where Stevie was born. He was here March 17th, 1981, for 2 years until his family moved to Harrogate, North Yorkshire. And that's where he met Toddy, and everything happened a few years later. So this is a very serene little town in Scotland. The only reason he moved to Harrogate was because his mum divorced the dad. Patricia divorced Paul because he had severe alcohol dependency issues, and he was quite abusive. So that's why they moved. Right, so this is his birth house in Falkland, Scotland. He only lived here for 2 years, and they moved along. This is it. It's a nice day up here. Yeah. All right, so I'm close to the English border, just past Gretna Green at a traffic light. There we go. Fuck off. Fuck off, I'm not speeding, you twat. So this right here is Bilton Grange Primary. This is where Stevie and the crew and Toddy, they went to primary, and it was quite funny. I think the only thing I can really remember was they were in the dinner hall, and Toddy squidged up and made everybody like compact, and he was like, "What you doing?" And Toddy's like, "You're squidging me." And it was like cutesy, right? But I thought it was a bit knobbish. I didn't think it was very, funny or anything at all. It was kind of lame. But yeah, that's where they all met. If Toddy didn't go to that school, he'd still be alive today. All right, so this is where, unfortunately, Toddy remains, and he will always be. This is where his parents buried him, down the road, still in Bilton. And Stevie was up in Scotland during all those proceedings, which is just sad. It's just disrespectful. So Toddy, R.I.P. All right, so Stevie, up until, well, from when he was 2 all the way until he was 12, before he scarpered after the incident, this is where he lived, across the road. I'm going to try and be respectful to the people that live there now, because I'm sure they don't want all this horrible stuff dredged up from the past. But this is where he lived, still in Bilton. We're down Crab Lane. Now we're going down Knox. I'm going to show you where it all happened.
I just knew Toddy from my neighbourhood, and he just lived on the next street, and his mum knew my mum, and, you know, but he was a couple of years older than me, so
Right.
we didn't hang out that much. But I saw him in the park a few times, and I knew him a bit.
I mean, did you ever have any encounters with him? Did you know how he was? Like, was he a good kid or?
It's just normal, you know. He could be naughty sometimes, but overall he was all right. Good at football, and yeah.
Interesting. Okay. So, you know what happened, right?
Not really. Like, I heard stories.
I mean, what did you hear? What stories?
Well, there was that incident down in the Knox estate, but no one really knows. You know, so it's just a bit of a local mystery, I suppose.
I mean, you kind of fidgety. Are you all right?
Yeah. I'm fine. Just
Yeah, interesting. Okay, so do you know? I mean, he got essentially he got burned alive.
right.
Did you know that?
I just thought that was a rumor.
No, that's what happened. And there was a bloke. Do you know who did it to him? Did you know about that?
No, I don't know.
Yeah, right. So his name was. Names doesn't really matter, but so this bloke did this to him. That's his age. Put him in a World War II bunker and trapped him in there and burned him. And a few years later, he died from his wounds. But you know, he essentially killed him. And it's just really sad. So I'm getting into this, and I'm going to approach the person that did it and see, you know, if they're going to apologise.
Well,
That's what this is about.
Right. Well, for a start, it's got nothing to do with me. Secondly, it sounds quite far-fetched.
No.
How do you know about it? How do you know all that? If I'd never heard of it,
I knew these
live around
people. I went to school with them,
Right.
right? And for you saying that there's nothing to do with you lived next door to him, you saw him, so what the fuck are you talking about? Are you being a bit of a twat?
You're getting a bit aggressive now.
No, you said you'd sit down with me and you're not telling me the truth.
Listen.
You must know a little bit more. Do you know who he knocked about with?
I've politely accepted this interview. Now I'm ending it. I don't want. I've got nothing else on the record, and I'll like you to leave actually right now. Can you just wrap up your equipment?
Are you kidding? You're just being a bit of a cunt, aren't you?
Cunt. Mate,
Yeah,
you're the
yeah,
cunt.
you're just being a bit of a dickhead.
No, get out.
Yeah,
Out.
yeah.
Off.
You're just gonna get right
Out
off
my house. Get your camera and fuck off.
Right, so this might look like just a random little cul-de-sac. However, we've got some interesting documentation for this. So Stevie and I were walking down here. 92, I was probably 12 or 11. And we were walking down here and we saw some lad from a different primary school. So Stevie says, get in here quick. So we got here and he waits here for him. So the boy was walking down here, and as soon as he came out, he cold cock brained him right in the face, fell back, smash. And then he started kicking his head. All right, so here we are. This is where it all happened. So how I remember it, Stevie took Toddy down here and they had a book of matches. This is 11-year-olds with matches, or 12, I think they were 11 or 12. They hopped over this fence, they started just clipping some matches, setting little fires and stamping them out. They did it by this bunker that's right behind here. You can't see it. I don't want to show you it. It's horrific what happened in there. So Stevie says, Toddy, go deeper in the bunker. Go in there. And Toddy looks back at me and he's like, oh, he goes in there. Stevie puts a bunch of stuff like bricks and 2x4s in front of him, some wood, traps him in there, sparks a light, holds it as he starts burning. When the screams became too horrific, he just scarpered. He just left. And then word has it, when he went up the road, you could see farmers with farmhands and pails full of water just running to try and put the kid out. It's a fucking shame what happened to this kid. It's just gross. It's disgusting. It's foul. And that's why I'm doing this. And I'm going to find Stevie and I'm going to hold him fucking accountable. I'm going to be like, Stevie, you fucking bastard. Admit what you did. He never admitted it. He did detention. He got out. He kept blaming somebody else. He's got to just fucking fess up to it. Toddy deserves more. He was a good, good boy. All right, here he comes. Here's fucking Stevie. All right, Stevie, I see you. I see you. Oi, oi.
Hey.
You have some fucking explaining to do.
You got no business being around here. You got no business talking to me.
No, about Toddy. Toddy, what?
I said Stevie.
You can't call me Stevie.
Stevie.
Fuck off.
No, you fuck. Stevie.
Fuck off. Fine, I'll confess.
Go on.
I'll confess.
Go on.
I fucking did it. I'm Stevie Matthews. I fucking killed Toddy. Smell my fucking misery. Just do it. Do it.
I will.